Hi guys, in this video we are going through the 5 cheapest car insurance companies for February 2023, and this data has been taken from the Forbes Advisor, and that their data analysis found the overall cheapest car insurance rates, and these rates are from USAA, Auto Owners, Westfield, GEICO and Travelers. Among the insurers they have analyzed, not every company offers the cheapest insurance to all types of drivers. For example, GEICO has great rates for many drivers but may not have cheap car insurance for those with a DUI conviction. So it's still important to shop around and get car insurance quotes from several companies. So how much you pay for car insurance will depend on a number of factors including your age and driving history. Here is a look at the cheapest car insurance for certain types of drivers like good drivers, drivers with a speeding ticket, drivers who have caused an accident with injury, drivers with a DUI, drivers with poor credit, senior drivers and young drivers. So first of all we see the cheapest car insurance for good drivers. For USAA, average cost per year for good drivers is 1412 US dollars and the saving is 655 US dollars. And this saving is according to the national average. At number 2 is Auto Owners, and average cost per year for good drivers is 1628 US dollars and savings compared to average is $439. At number 3 is GEICO, and the average cost per year for good drivers is $1,716 and savings is 355 US dollars. At number 4 is Westfield, and average cost per year for good drivers is 1,759 US dollars and saving according to the national average is 308 US dollars. And at number 5 is Travelers, and average cost per year for good drivers is 1,852 US dollars and savings is 215 US dollars, and national average for good drivers is 2,067 US dollars. So in this category the cheapest is the USAA, but you should keep in mind that USAA is only available to the military veterans and their families. These rates are based on good drivers with a clean driving record, meaning no at-fault accidents or traffic violations. Now we see the cheapest car insurance after a speeding ticket. In this category again, at number 1 is USAA with average cost per year for drivers with a speeding ticket is 1,709 US dollars and saving compared to national average is $793. At number 2 is Westfield, and average is 2,001 US dollar and saving is 500 US dollars. And number 3 is GEICO, and saving according to national average is its average cost per year for drivers with a speeding ticket is 2,098 US dollars and savings compared to average is 404 US dollars. At number 4 is Auto Owners, and its average cost per year for drivers with a speeding ticket is 2,250 US dollars and savings compared to average is 252 US dollars. And number 5 is State Farm, and average cost per year for driving with a speeding ticket is 2,311 US dollars and saving compared to average is 190 US dollars. And the national average for the drivers after speeding ticket is 2,502. Yes, 2,502 US dollars. Here one thing must be kept in mind that a speeding ticket will mean an insurance increase of about 21% based on nationwide averages. This analysis found the cheapest car insurance from Westfield, GEICO and Auto Owners, while USAA a top priority for people who qualify for USAA auto insurance. Now we see the cheapest car insurance after an accident, and expect your car insurance rates to go up at renewal time if you have caused an accident, especially one that injured someone else. Nationally, the average rates go up 40%, which translates to paying about $830 more per year compared to a driver with a clean record. So the cheapest car insurance after an accident is offered by USAA, and average cost is $2,093 and saving compared to the national average is 804 US dollars. At number 2 is Auto Owners. Average cost is 2,145 US dollars and saving is 752 US dollars. At number 3 is Westfield, and average cost is 2,458 US dollars and saving is 439 US dollars. At number 4 is GECO with average cost 2487 US dollars and saving is 410 US dollars. And at number 5 is State Farm with 2554 US dollars with the saving of 343 US dollars. And national average for cost per year after accident with injuries is 2304 US dollars. Now we see the cheapest car insurance after a DUI. And among the likely consequences after a DUI conviction is a higher auto insurance bill. Car insurance companies usually pull motor vehicle records before your policy renewal time to check for tickets and convictions, and then apply increases based on your record. A DUI conviction leads to an average increase of 72%. That translates into nearly $1,400 a year. Progressive and American Family had the cheapest rates in our analysis, with the USAA a possible good option for military members and veterans who qualify. So, USAA has average cost per year for a driver with DUI, with one DUI is 2,751 US dollars, and saving compared to national average is 703 US dollars, and national average for one DUI is 3,455 US dollars. At number 2 is Progressive with 2,776 US dollars and savings is 678 US dollars. At number 3 is American Family with 2,983 US dollars and saving is 471 US dollars. At number 4 is State Farm with 3,235 US dollars and saving is 219 US dollars. At number 5 is Auto Owners with 3,363 US dollars and saving compared to national average is 92 US dollars. Now we see the cheapest car insurance for people with bad credit. And having poor credit can be one of the biggest hurdle to getting cheap car insurance quotes, even if you have an excellent driving record. Poor credit can cause higher auto insurance rates than having a DUI or at-fault accident on your record. Average auto insurance costs go up 79% for drivers with poor credit compared to those with good credit. That comes out to over $1,500 more per year on average. And national average for people with a bad credit is 3,629 US dollars. And if we see the 5 cheapest companies, at number 1 is GECO with the 2,426 average cost per year for drivers with a poor credit, and the saving is 1,203 US dollars. At number 2 is USAA with the average cost of 2,594 and saving is 1,035 US dollars. At number 3 is Nationwide with the average cost per year of 2,771 US dollars and savings is 858 US dollars. At number 4 is Westfield with average cost per year of 2,964 US dollars and saving is 665 US dollars. And at number 5 is Safe Auto with 3,345 US dollars and saving is 284 US dollars. Now we see the cheapest car insurance rates for seniors, and USAA has the cheapest car insurance for senior drivers ages 70 and 80 according to this analysis. Auto Owners is the cheapest for senior drivers without a military affiliation, which USAA requires. However, the best car insurance for seniors will vary based on where you live and your personal details such as your driving record. This analysis found that senior drivers experience, on average, a 10% increase in their car insurance costs from age 60 to 70. By age 80, your rates may have increased 23% above the rate you were paying at age 70 and 34% more than your car insurance cost at age 60. So, USAA has an average cost per year after accident with injuries for senior drivers is 1,674 US dollars and savings compared to national average is $745 and national average is 2,418 US dollars. And number 2 is Auto Owners with 1,870 average cost and saving is 548 US dollars. And number 3 is GECO with 2,057 US dollars and saving is 361 US dollars. And number 4 is Westfield and average cost is 2,076 US dollar and saving is $342 US, and at number 5 is State Farm with average cost per year of 2085 and saving is $333 per year according to the national average. Now we see the cheapest car insurance for teens and young drivers. And it is not cheap to buy car insurance for a teen because young new drivers pose a large risk to insurers. This analysis has found that adding a teenage driver to a parent's policy will result in an average increase of $1,951 a year. Yes, $1,951 per year. This amount typically doubles the parent's auto insurance bill, but it is still usually less expensive to add a young driver to a parent's policy rather than for the teen driver to get their own. So the national average for teen drivers is $1,951 US, and for cheapest car insurance at number 1 is USAA, and average cost per year after an accident with injuries for the teen and young drivers is $1,293 US, and saving according to national average is $652 US. And number 2 is ARI, and average cost per year is $1,357 US, and savings is $594 US. And number 3 is GECO. Its average cost is $1,495 US, and savings compared to the average is $456 US. And number 4 is American Family, and average cost is $1,556 US, and savings is $395 US. Yes, savings are $395 US. And number 5 is the Nationwide, and its average cost per year is $1,607 US, and saving compared to average is $344 US, and national average for teen and young drivers is $1,951 US. So this was our video about the 5 cheapest car insurers in the US for February 2023, and in the next video we'll inform you about cheap car insurance in your state, the cheapest company in your state for car insurance, and average cost per year. So till the next video, bye bye.